Hi, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Farmers Travels. Tonight, I have another special guest on my channel. Her name is Kat, and she's a traveler, she's a mother, and also it seems like she's a pirate at heart and a pirate to be. So, next time you're traveling up the east coast of Africa, be careful. She might have garnered or stolen a boat, and she might be the next one that's stealing your ship. Um, Kat, you gave me an amazing bio of all your traveling that you've done. But I think tonight I really want us to focus on your traveling in Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica. The reason for that is why I want to focus is you've been there during one of the highest periods and time of the cocaine wars that was going on between America and South America. And yeah, tell me first of all, your traveling or wanderlust spirit. Where did that start?
Uh, okay. Hi. Traveling. So the, my my background. I grew up on a farm, and it was you're allowed to be free on a farm. So you're allowed to do anything you want. You can have adventures on a farm, and there's nobody sitting supervising you. So I was able to build rafts and sail seas and be Christopher Robinson and anything. So then my dad took us for a trip around Zimbabwe, and I came across we went to the Masavingos, the great Zimbabwean ruins. And that's when it sparked in my head that there's civilizations out there that were before our civilization. So I wanted to go and see that. So I started obviously in Africa, going to Egypt, but eventually um, reading a few books, I came across the idea that it is so much. I think the South America and the Central American civilizations are way more interesting. So that's where it kind of stems from. So anyway, a friend, my oldest friend, was in London and she was leaving to go to Mexico and Nicaragua, the whole of Central America. And she said to me, would I like to go with? So I said, yeah, sure, that's great. When are you leaving? She said, in a week's time. Anyway, so I was in London and I said, you know what? I'm just going to do this. Yeah, life is meant for living. It's not meant for um, holding back on. You actually have to go out there and see everything. So I had no idea who was going to be there. I had no idea where I was going. I had not planned this trip at all. It was completely spontaneous. So I had to organize some visas, obviously being a South African. So I ran off to all the different embassies in London, got to get all my visas together, and got to the airport. And Nicole and somebody I'd never met before, Philippa, she was there, and I was like, hello, and I was like, oh. Anyway, it was a bit nerve wracking because I had no idea and I didn't know if I was welcome, but I was just there. So I thought, planning the whole time, okay, if I get to Mexico and everybody goes, you're not welcome, I would just go on my own adventure. So, but I got there and they were all welcoming. Hello, any friend of Nicole is a friend of mine. Come join us. So yeah, I landed up in Mexico. No idea where I was going. I knew it was going to be, I think, about a 4 or 5 week holiday, and it started in Mexico. And in the city, we got into a cab and raced around crazy, crazy, crazy Mexico. Oh my gosh, not as crazy as Cairo. Cairo is much, much worse.
Yeah,
Wow, no, that's a crazy place.
yeah.
But yeah, so that's where it started.
You mentioned to just do something. I've friends of mine who said one day when they're all grown up, and you know, what would you say out of your perspective to young travelers, those people that are sitting there? You took the plunge. I know me and my wife, we took the plunge. What would you tell these new travelers? Because how can I put it? They are unsure. They're always complaining. They have work to do. They have this to do, and they have. What would you tell them now that you're a bit more matured? Now that we're a bit older, what would you tell
Yes.
them? Sorry, but it's the same with me.
Well, I would say it's very, you can be quite nervous and anxious before you travel because everything's inside your head. So you're either extremely negative and you're postponing and you're making excuses, but constantly making excuses. It does not start because everything before that is all just speculation. It starts when you take that first step into that airport and the journey begins. And everything that you do is it's something that builds you as a person. So it's a gift to yourself. Traveling around this world is it opens up a lot of perspective, and you must not be afraid. Anything can happen. You know, you can walk outside your house and a car could knock you down. Get on a plane and see a new place and grow as a person. That's definitely, for me, it's a better university for any person than going to any kind of academic school. Go out there and experience what life is. Learn about yourself and how you cope in this world. And traveling is that.
Thanks. Sorry, Kat. I just lost the thread there because I was reading through the comments, and yeah. Tell me, Kat, while we were traveling Mexico, and let's say the southern tip of the North American continent, today, what would be your tip to potential travelers going there? What would you suggest to them what they should do, how they should travel there, and how did you travel there?
Okay, so we did quite a few different. You go by bus, you hire a car, you fly. So there's a couple of distances that you want to cross, which that's when you fly. Otherwise, we were canoeing up rivers, and most of the time we were in buses. So our journey, we started on the Mexico City, and then we went through the Yucatan Peninsula. Now, the Yucatan Peninsula is absolutely amazing. You could spend an entire holiday there. That's where, I mean, it's a huge forest, and it's obviously been pretty badly depleted over the years, and it's something that really needs to be protected. Then we stayed into right on the coast then.
I think,
and then,
yeah, Kat, I'm just going to get there quickly so that the people can see
okay,
while I'm
people can follow the
sharing.
journey. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to zoom in here. So that people can see.
Huge country. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll leave it like that there for now, and then they can see approximately where you were traveling. Okay, continue. Now they can see where you've been.
All right. Okay, so you land in Mexico City, and then you travel right across the east coast to the Yucatan, and then we stayed quite. What was that place? So it was Tulum, and it's a beautiful. There's a temple on the coast, so you stay in these. I mean, nowadays it's very fancy, but when we were there, it was backpackers. But now you go there and you can stay in luxurious accommodation. And then you stay in this camp and you swim around the island, well, around the coast, and you can come to the temple, which is absolutely amazing. So we started there, then we traveled down into Belize, and then we went into, so as we came down, then we went through to the islands. So we stayed, what's that island called? Well, that was the one island we went to. It's just off Belize City. Where's that one? I have to look it up now.
That's okay.
The Kuka Islands. The Kuka Islands.
Okay.
So yeah, and then from there we did like a whole lot of snorkeling, visit the Kuka, and then we visited a whole lot of the other islands around there. And then the really exciting adventure came. We crossed over then into Guatemala.
Wow.
And then into Guatemala, we got there in the middle of the night. Well, not middle of the night, like 8 o'clock at night, and we wanted to go to the sorry, let me first. Then we wanted to go to the ancient Mayan civilization. So that is very different place. Tikal. Okay, so we wanted to go to Tikal. Now Tikal is a very overgrown civilization, and we didn't have any accommodation, so we paid the guys at the gate, and we snuck into the National Reserve, and we slept inside the temple in the middle of the night. Like, so you wake up and you're on top of, you know, those the
Kat,
temples.
this is the area I'm zooming in now on. Is this the
Go to Tikal.
is,
Tikal is very close to Belize. It's the
okay, let's just see Belize. Okay, you must just help me. Is it so I want to actually show the
down, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
There's the Park National Sierra de las Mas.
Tikal, Guatemala. Okay, if you more, where are you? You need to go to reserve the Yucatan Peninsula. So where are you? You've got no more onto the coast side, closer to Belize.
Okay. Okay, to the opposite side of Belize. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now zoom in there to the Yucatan. So you are close to San El Zapto. Oh, where are you? Yeah, there's Tikal. Okay. So you know they sit above the trees. You just see the top of the temples, but you actually on we stayed right at the top. There's like a little place that you can, and then you wake up in the morning and the howler monkeys are screaming, and it sounds like you're in this murder scene. Anyway, that was exciting, and we looked around. They don't. You go to the one in Mexico, the Chichen Itza. That's very well looked after, very well preserved. But this one is very much left alone. Anyway, from there we left and we went down to Antigua, Guatemala, so to the west coast. Yeah, there's a volcano over there, a dormant volcano, and we went hiking around up into the mountains, and and the whole time it's rumbling. It's like rumbles, and anyway, it was, and it got every kind of creature you can think of, snakes and tarantulas and everything.
Show the guys some pictures so that they can see. There's the volcano. The one previously, that's the volcano. Is that right?
No. Everything is, obviously it's got that Spanish influence, so everything is the Spanish churches, but they still keep very traditional manners over there, so, and the ways. So if you go into the church, you won't see the queues and, you know, traditional ceremony. It would be people sitting in traditional garments, like on the floor, and almost doing like different practice of religion. It's a very mishmash of cultures over there. Guatemala is very strong. They hold their culture very, very strong. Very military as well. Yeah, quite a troubled country. Anyway, from Guatemala, from Tikal and Arctic, then we left and we went. Then we went back towards Belize side, and we went to another island. So yeah, if you go back right into Honduras almost, it was, we called a plane actually to Utila. So Utila is just there, that little island there that you pointed out. Yeah. So we went to that island, and that's where we went diving in the Caribbean, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely, it's clear, it's crystal. It's not like diving in the Red Sea is a lot more, it's got that alive coral sound, you know, that in the sea life is just amazing. It's beautiful, but it hasn't been looked after. So nice place, but yeah, Caribbean, I wouldn't go diving there again. Then we left back onto the plane, and then we headed off into then we went into Honduras. We went through Honduras very quickly. It's quite a there's, it's very military. There's very hard people. They bus accidents everywhere, and it's a very aggressive country.
It sounds a bit like India. Accidents everywhere.
bus accident as well, and it's pretty gruesome. It's no, I was not at all impressed with. So we actually, but it was quite good. We did have a spontaneous festival. So there was lots of dancing, and you in the streets, and it's like everybody puts plastic beads around you. So you walk around the streets, and everybody puts plastic beads around you, and the more beads you get around you, the more everyone likes you, and there's a big carnival that happens there. It was a lot of fun, a lot of fun. But yeah, as I say, Honduras is not quite for me. So anyway, then we went through Nicaragua because we headed back then down to because then we were getting into Costa Rica. So we went down to, there's another Granada close to there. We went to another volcano. That's quite a famous volcano that you can actually walk around and you see the lava flowing around, which was quite impressive. Yeah, so that's on the Lago that place over there by Granada. So into Nicaragua.
Okay. Okay.
Don't
All right. I'm not quite that well with my Spanish and.
Everything's yeah. And then so then from Granada is so in Managua on the west coast. On the west coast, Managua. Yeah, and then Granada, So Granada was a very fantastic volcano, and then we went down into Costa Rica.
Yeah.
So after the lake, down into Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And then Costa Rica is beautiful. That is a very, very well looked after country. It is environmentally probably the most amazing country I've been to. I would travel that 1,000 times. It's beautiful. It's clean. The people are friendly. Everything's taken care of. It's a beautiful country. It's whatever they're doing there, they're doing it really, really well. So from there, then we flew back to Mexico and did a little bit more sightseeing around in Mexico. And Mexico is also a beautiful, crazy city. Inside the subways, so everything's about the sun and the moon and the stars and astronomy. So inside these subways, every station has a complete scene or a painting or a depiction or a facade. Everything is about astrology and so it's beautiful and astronomy. That was my favorite time.
Well, that is as they say, literally a 20-minute quick review of how you travel. Kat, I just want to say hi to everybody in the comments here. We have tonight on, let's see, we have Elizabeth, we have Chad here, Arnu, Ruth is here, Elizabeth is here. I saw Gentle Inflatables is also around here. Hi to everybody and welcome to the channel. Hopefully more people will join. I think some of my friends are also watching from our area, hopefully, tonight. So I see Chad, who has got a weird name on his stream, on his chat. He's being Chad tonight. Let's see, he's got a question. I think this one you will be better prepared to answer if you're willing, Kat, from your experience.
So before you travel as well to a lot of the Central America or Mexico, South America countries, you have to have certain vaccinations or inoculations, pretty much yellow fever. So that's something they do. You do have to travel with your books to show everyone. I suppose the same thing is where they spray you before you get off the plane. I don't know what it's now. I mean, this was some time ago, so today it's probably different. I mean, we've got different things out there, so how you travel nowadays, I don't think it's how I traveled then. Yeah.
Kat, back then when you traveled during that period, as I said, that was the height with the FDA hunting the drug lords and the drug wars that was going on in Mexico and especially that southern tip of North America. Did you guys experience any tension going on, did you guys run into these drug gangs, or was it not that visible? Or let me put it this: did Hollywood again blow everything out of proportion?
I'm sure it was definitely happening, but yeah, it wouldn't be like Hollywood. I think you'd have to go into particular areas
Mm,
to experience that. I traveled with two English guys that had been living in Mexico for a year. So they'd done their gap year because they'd studied Spanish in the UK, and then one stayed in San Cristobal for quite a
mm,
long time, and then the other one was in Mexico City. So their stories of what was happening, it was more about um, San Cristobal and the Yucatan is more about trying to protect the forest and that, and then regrowing it. Was never about the troubles that were happening there. I'm sure it was, but
mm,
I think unless you're involved in it,
mm.
you probably don't know it. You don't see it.
Yeah, I think it's a because I've noticed quite a few times that people will travel to a certain country because they saw this whole idea of a Hollywood, portraying this country as gangster or something sinister, and they actually travel to that country to go and experience the sinister part of it. The drug lords and people going to Colombia thinking they will, back in the early 90s, they'll shake the hand of Pablo Escobar himself. And as you said, the reality is these are, as you
I think
say,
a,
in certain areas. Yeah.
a very small percentage of people would probably experience that. So, there's also that whole, do you want to go for a peyote experience? You want to go into one of those hot tents and,
Mm,
have a shamanic experience. We did
mm,
experience something like that with the one guy. He wanted to do the whole ritual. So we went into the church.
mm,
It's not as crazy as it seems, but it was, don't give me those eyes.
mm,
It was basically a shamanic experience where um, it was more, I don't know because they spoke in Spanish, but we could all witness how it's not really voodoo, but they do that whole ancestors and the Day of the Dead and bringing your past to you. So pretty similar to the way that African traditionalists probably also do something like that. There's no slaughtering of any chickens or anything like that. It's all just pipes and smoke and all that sort of stuff, and lots of haya or whatever. Anyway, so we saw that, and we went to a mescaline factory as well, or you see the whole process, how they make mescaline. So from the cactus and all the way down to the putting the worm into the bottle, and yeah, that whole process as well. So everything's very, I think, open. So you would be able to go if you wanted to see how they
mm,
produce cocaine and saw that. I think,
mm,
but I'm not sure where you would do that in Mexico. I'm sure you can go and see it if you want. Yeah.
mm. So
Yes.
Elizabeth's
So yeah,
asking.
that's Chichen Negra. That's Chichen Negra. That's a very big one. That's just outside Mexico. It's the sun and the moon, and it's massive. So you start at one end and you walk for hours, and you come to the one and you climb up to the top. One thing about pyramids is you can see a photo of it, but you really doesn't do it justice. You actually have to go up to it, and you have to see the size of these bricks, these blocks of stone that they use, and one on top of the other. It's I, and then yeah, so that really got me interested because of the Aztec and then all the symbology and everything inside their stones, inside their works.
Mm,
And I've seen that in Egypt and Cairo and the pyramids, and then seen that there. And I just wanted to go further and see the Incas
mm,
and also go right back to because everything was built on top of each other. So just trying to have a look at the buildings and the structure and how they did it. It's
mm.
phenomenal. Yeah.
I think a lot of times we see these pictures, we see the guys who have their own, like on BBC, the travel pod, but you never grasp the size or the awe of these buildings. We saw that when we were in Cambodia at Angkor Wat. We've seen the pictures, we've seen the videos about Angkor Wat, but when you physically stand in front of Angkor Wat itself, it is like, okay, this
Yeah.
is breathtaking. Um, and that's why I'm trying with this channel, is to get people like you to inspire young people to travel.
Oh, you have to.
And
And I strongly suggest when you're younger, try and go to more third world countries, or more, not the easy to travel around countries. Like Europe is easy to travel. There's so many easy ways to travel around there. Try and get to places which are like, there's many. So choose a direction and then try and explore those places. And when you're old and you can barely walk, although I would never do that because I'd stay fit, definitely, because I need to do more trails. I love, hiking up into trails and that. So, and you see people who do that, 60, 70-year-old people and couples hiking the Inca Trail. And so, yeah, I don't think you actually ever have an age where you can't travel. So, yeah.
I've seen it so many times, you would hear a young generation saying, oh, as I said earlier, hopefully just to encourage younger people who wants to travel, and then say, yeah, but I'll do it one day when I have money, one day when I paid off my house. And I'm trying to,
Yeah.
I don't know, from your experience, do you ever get to that point where you have enough money to travel? Do you ever get to that point where you can say, I've paid off my house? Or do you just need to do it?
Yeah, you just have to take the plunge, because there were times when I'd left basically with a plane ticket. I had a plane ticket to a destination, and you make a plan. That's how I say you learn so much about yourself. You become so resourceful. I did that 3 years of working and traveling, and there are points where you go, okay, I want to get to the next point, but how? And I've got no money. What am I going to do? And you make a plan. You always make a plan, and you make money. Sometimes, and then also you learn how to make money quicker so that you can get to the next destination. So that's really taught me more about how to be resourceful and how to trust yourself and how to go out there and just in work, in business, in life, in everything. It's like to trust yourself, and you can do it. You can do anything you want. As long as you set your mind to it, you can go anywhere.
You see, Kat, I've seen, I think because we tend to, before Walt, our son, was born, we tend to do the backpackers, and you learn quite fast how to adapt to that lifestyle. But I think traveling has become today much easier than, let's say, 10, 20 years ago. Back then, uh, buying a plane ticket was one thing, but there was restrictions on our passports. You would understand it much better than the young generation will today. But I think in the end today, you can sit in front of your computer. You can plan your whole holiday. You don't need to book a package tour to go to Thailand or to go to, say, for instance, Asia. Although South America is a bit of a different kettle of fish. You have to do a bit of research there, maybe. Um, so, yeah, I think in that sense, today, I don't know about you, but traveling has become a much easier than it was.
I think the way that I travel now, and also for me, traveling with a family is very different from traveling on your own. So traveling on your own, you can move quicker, you can join with groups, you can be with just one person, and it's easy. So you also don't feel like you've got all these responsibilities and bigger expenses. So when you start traveling with a family, you obviously a lot more conscious of their well-being and their safety, and where you're going to go. Are you going to have a place to stay? Are so you do plan your route a lot easier, and I leave things open, so I have destinations, and then in between we can still maybe try something like off the grid, because if you overplan something as well, you can lose seeing something maybe that you should see. So yeah, we leave a little bit of gap between places, and then but also traveling with children. I think the younger they are, it's better to move slower. The older they get, the quicker you can move, and the more like you can go on trails and you can go on bigger adventures. But a lot of road tripping and local areas in South Africa. I mean, we have the most amazing country. So seeing this country is like a gift to any child. I had that growing up. I was very lucky. My dad took my family all over South Africa. So I think you should give that to your child. Show them like what we have here, and the neighboring countries, and then let them see the world.
You know, Kat, I think very few children, and I'm actually proud to say this as a dad. At the age of 6, my son has equivalent of visiting 2 countries per year. You know, if you take the amount of countries he's been to in his short lifespan, and we just decided we're going to do it. You know, we went to Vietnam with him. He went to Thailand. He did Cambodia. Most of the SADC countries, he's done it. You know, so as you say in the beginning, it's traveling slow. And that I can agree with you. We had to travel, you know, plan ahead. But last year when we went to Vietnam, we could do 3-4 days at a certain place, and so yeah, he can keep up. I think sometimes we as parents stop to keep up with him, and we're like, okay, now hang on, we want to chill, you want to play. Elizabeth asked a very interesting question here, and I just want to bring it back. How long are you allowed to stay in one destination?
Each country has its own, obviously their own rules and regulations. So it depends also if you need a visa. There are a lot of countries you can go to without a visa, but the countries that you need a visa, you get a 30-day tourist visa, 60-day. It depends on what you pay for. And some places, like when we were in South America, you didn't need a visa you didn't need to get a visa in your own country. So when you got to the border, for us to go into Bolivia, you could apply for it at the border, even though you don't know if the money went to the government or if it went to someone's pocket. But you know, that's
as long as you've got that piece of paper that says you are legal in that country, you don't ask too many questions.
And then basically, each one's different. I mean, even like for me going into Namibia, you can go there on a work visa and you get like 7 days. So it depends on what you do or whatever it is. Yeah.
Apparently they've become very strict now in Namibia, because a lot of people will enter Namibia on a tourist visa, hop into Namibia, do their business. Apparently now, if you're caught going into Namibia on a tourist visa and you're doing business, you're out. You're not coming back in. So it's not a joke. It's for real.
I'm serious. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's not cool. Yeah, and they're very strict at the border.
And Botswana the same. Botswana, Botswana apparently it's the same now as well. I heard that. I'm not sure if somebody in the comments can maybe comment on that. I know Namibia.
Imagine even now, even more.
Sorry, say again.
I can imagine now even more so, because now all the borders are closed, and now what's going to happen? I think it's just going to be stricter than ever. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to follow the. I see Chad saying, if your kids slow you down, sell them. Cease, Chad. Cease. Now, Kat, of all your travels that you did, if you can pick a country that you would say you would move to tomorrow and retire there, which country would that be?
Well, I know my husband would choose Argentina. He loved it. He said that he would move there tomorrow. I just thought the Spanish language would be my deterrent. I think Cape Town. I would move. I love Cape Town. I think it is the most
Y-
magical, beautiful
Yeah,
city in the world.
but you're in a country on your own already. Everything north of the mountains is Johannesburg, so we just need a passport to go through the Toitsluft tunnel. So, yeah, I can understand if you just decide to stay in Cape Town.
It's seriously, Cape Town is the best country.
um, Kat, now when we travel, we get into those situations, experiences that you get into trouble, and you say, "Never again in my life." Um, as a tip for aspiring new travelers, what was a situation that you got into that you would advise people to look out for and say, don't get into this, don't fall into this trap?
Hmm. Okay. Well, sure. For me, I try not to hold back. So if I travel a lot on my own, so you have to be pretty resilient and pretty self-reliant, and if you go out at night and you're in a foreign country, and you know I, you take a lot of chances. So I did, which is, you look back at now and you go, oh my hat, did I really do that? But yes, I did. And you can be in situations which you don't want to be in. So for me, it is always just be very prepared and very aware that anything can happen at any time. So yeah, I I personally, I have to have something with me and wife or something. So when I do travel, I can just, if the situation does arise. And yes, I've had to, to try and push, like say, claws do come out. You have to push back and say, you know what, anything can happen at any time. But if you're going to sit at home and say, oh, I can't do that because that can happen, it can, but it can happen anywhere. So you have to just be very prepared to to stand your ground and still go out and do things and see the nightlife and see the daytime and be out there. But just be aware that like that, something can happen. They want something. They want your knife, your gun, your whatever. They'll try go for it. So
Yeah,
just be prepared. Always be
yeah.
prepared.
I see Chad is asking Chad, please change your name back to Chad. I do not like that name. Um, and he says never tap into your emergency fund monies when on holiday. Always keep it safe. That is quite a truthful point because
Mm,
I tend to, what we do is we budget, and then I tend to budget an extra amount for that in case, so that you don't go into your savings. Um, Kat, did it ever happen to you that you had to delve into your, let's say, your pension fund?
oh well, gosh. No, I'm not. I'm not a person that would take from my assets or my.
Mm,
Yeah, I would be a more of a person that would set something aside as a, this is journey money, this is travel money. Also, it depends on your situation. I think if you're a young person, you
mm,
obviously you're not tied down to too much. So now, as a more mature person, I have a lot more things that I have to, make sure that that's still in its own little pathway. It's a very different journey that to your travel funds. But yeah, so now that you have all of that, yeah, I wouldn't touch that. It's something, you budget for it. It's a very different budget system. Yeah.
mm. Um, Uh, oh, sorry, I'm laughing at the people's comments here. I think a major problem is, especially with young travelers, is they, because of the insecurity they have. So I'm just bring myself back here. Because of the insecurity they have while traveling, and then they get to that point, especially when you visit Asian countries or countries where the currency is well cheap and you tend to overspend, and then you get into that point where you're like, I've got money on my credit card, I'm going to spend it. Get back home, and then you're like, ouch.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
guys, listen to Kat, who has been traveling her whole life. Never ever touch that money, because it is unfortunately your life savings that you're touching, and it's not worth it for that
no,
one night of Joel in Bangkok. No, it's
one
not
night,
worth it. One night
one
in
night.
Bangkok, it's not worth it.
Uh,
Um,
and yeah,
yeah.
if you make a plan, there's just, I mean, I think if you're younger, there's so many options out there, so many opportunities that you can do to I don't know, it depends on where you're traveling and how you're traveling. Even when I was in Israel, which is a scary country, it is not an easy country to travel in. It's very scary, and it was in the 90s when there were suicide bombers in every bus almost. So being on a kibbutz, it was great because it's very protected and it's a community base and it's wonderful and it's safe. But then we left and we were working in a hotel in Eilat at the bottom of Israel. And from that, obviously, we did that whole Sinai, Dahab, trips and that. But we spent all our money. I had nothing. And I had money back at the kibbutz. That was my get to England money that I wasn't supposed to touch. But anyway, it was sitting there, and I couldn't touch that, so I knew I needed to make money. And you're not going to do anything like you have lives. I mean, you're not going to do anything beyond what you can actually do in life. There are moralities and laws in the person. But we ended up staying in a moshav. I had two friends that were staying there, and we slept in the bunkers underneath the room. So in the bunker, so you lift the bed up and you sleep in the bunker. At night we slept in the bunkers on the Jordan border, and then
Wow.
and I said, look, I need to make some money. I want to go and stay in Jerusalem for a while before I travel to England. So I need to get some money together because I don't know how long it's going to take before I can get a job in Jerusalem. So I said, fine, there's a bus stop down the road. You can go clean the toilets. And I said, yeah, I can clean a toilet. Anyone can clean a toilet. I mean, sure, I can do that. So I went there and I started cleaning toilets with my friend. Okay, there were two of us. And we were cleaning toilets. I thought, okay, if I'm going to clean toilets and get to Jerusalem, this is going to be a month of me cleaning the toilet. There's not a chance I can clean a toilet for a month, like bus stop toilet for a month. So we decided to be resourceful, and we thought about South Africa and how they always they put a little bowl by the toilet. So every time the bus stopped, we put the bowl out and people would put a shekel in. I made them pay to pee. I was out of there in a week. I had enough money. I had actually made more money cleaning the toilet for a week than I had working in that hotel for a month. So we shared our money. We had a whole cash, a whole wad of it, and off we went to Jerusalem. Stayed in anyway, then we stayed inside the walled city, and then I managed to get a job pretty quickly in a Roman restaurant, dressed and fanning people. Yes, you do a lot of interesting things when you're young.
Yeah, it just shows you when you have to in a foreign country, your South African genes sort of start to get going. As you say, you make a plan.
And
Sorry,
don't touch your emergency funds.
yeah.
You make a plan.
Yeah, but don't tap into that your savings back in SA. Um, the guys have been going crazy. I see here in the chat. Chad saying, "Don't go to." I think it was Chad. It's yeah. It says stay away from places with good food. You are bound to come back home feeling pregnant. I don't know about you, but definitely not me. But I do gain a few kilos when I go to places where there's good food, and I do love to eat. Kat, now it is 15 minutes, 45 minutes into the hour, and guys, in and to our viewers, we are now getting ready for the King and Queen of the Hill competition, which let's see tonight if we can have an one-time all-round winner.
Oh,
And
please.
so let's see. Kat, your first question for the night, and this is my favorite part. Tonight, I was a bit dopey when we started off. Yeah, but guys, before we continue with King and Queen of the Hill, please, guys, that side, sorry, the zapper just above Cat's head, please, guys, hit it. Yeah, I'm also getting it confused. Hit it, guys. Please use the zapper and support my channel. It is. I thought YouTube is for free. Running a channel, it is not for free to do all these things. So, guys, please. It's end of the month and I need to pay StreamYard. I'm doing a bit of e-begging now. I have to pay StreamYards and I have to pay a YouTube Premium account because I do not run on a free account. So, guys, if you have
10
Zapper,
rand.
10
20
Rand is
rand.
fine.
100 rand.
10 cents, 10 cents, anything is fine. Please, guys, be kind tonight to me and zap it, please. If you've given all your money to Ramon, go cancel it and please send it to my channel. He's got enough. He's fixed his car already. So let's get back to King and Queen of the Hill. Kat, your first question. Which place is known as the Red City due to the clay-rich walls surrounding the center of the city?
And have I been there? No.
Oh, I'll point it. It's a northern African country. I'll give you. It's in North
Mali.
Africa. No,
Mali?
it's not. No.
It's not Ghana. It's not North Africa. Morocco. Somewhere.
Okay, you've got the country right.
Yeah, Morocco. You want the Timbuktu?
No.
No.
You have no idea.
I don't.
Marrakesh.
None.
Marrakesh in Morocco. It's known as the Red City because of the clay that they use in the inner walls has got this iron-rich ore, and so yeah, it's Marrakesh, Morocco. But you've got 1 point. You've got the country right, but not the city. All right. Now, staying in Morocco still. Which famous Moroccan city is also the title of a movie? Come on, Kat. You should know this.
Should I? Should I?
Yes, it's a very, very famous movie, and the movie centers around the city with the same name in Morocco. Very old movie. It's about 1970s. Roof, no. Roof, retract your retract. Cease, Roof. Okay. I'm not going. Roof, tomorrow night, I'm going to give you this point to Kat, but tomorrow night, Roof, I'm deducting 1 point from your 8 points. So I'm writing it down here. -8 for Roof. Yes, Casablanca. Did you ever watch the movie Casablanca?
I don't think I did. No.
It's one of those really old, nice, let's say old movies.
Or something like that. No, I don't know.
Now,
yeah.
Your third question. Angkor Wat, and I've spoken about Angkor Wat, is located in which country? I've just mentioned it. Yeah, you're right. I actually gave you the answer there. Let's
Not
see
that I
if you
would
can.
have got it without you saying it. Shows I was listening.
Okay. Your fourth question. Where is 221B Baker Street and why is it famous? 221B Baker Street. Oh, yes. And which city is it?
Around the corner from Sherlock Holmes. I lived in Marylebone.
You're kidding me. Were you in Baker Street? Okay.
I lived in Marylebone for a year. Yeah. Right there next to Baker Street. I walked out every day. Yes.
Wow. It's actually so interesting that somebody lived, because a lot of people will go to Baker Street to see the
Um,
famous 221B. Wow.
I lived
I'm jealous. I'm jealous actually that you.
not in his like not in his fictional home, but yeah, yeah, it was
Well,
good.
I'm a Sherlock Holmes fan. Still think
Really.
I still think it's one of the best literally works by Conan Doyle. I love his works. All right, your fifth question for tonight. In which South American country will you find the only wild and free roaming hippos?
I'm gonna say Brazil.
No.
Oh no, it was it is Colombia.
Yes. Okay, that's
Spoke
one
about
part
that
of the question. All
yeah,
right.
you spoke about that on
Where
Jannie. Yeah, I think
say
you
sorry?
spoke about that with Jannie last week about the Pablo Escobar's.
Yes. But
Who is
now
it?
where is it located in Colombia?
Pablo Escobar's home.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, but it's got a specific name. It's got a specific name.
No, you're not going to get that out of me. I'm afraid. I have no idea.
Okay, let's which famous city? Let's make it a bit easier. The city that Escobar is from, or in Colombia. Me and Yanni actually went and visited that city.
Is that the one where he came down
Yeah,
the mountain?
that exactly. Yeah, that's the.
Yeah. It was. Uh, uh, uh,
Come on,
uh,
no, Arne, not Havana.
it was Colombia, not Panama.
No, that's
No,
country.
I went to Bogota. Bogota. Where did he go? I
Come
can't
on,
remember.
guys, help her out here.
Women's
Let's.
St. Isabel Park. I don't know. I can't remember where he went. Cali.
Cali is north. Is Medellin, Hacienda
Medellin.
Napoles. That was
Where?
a zoo. Hacienda Napoles. It was the zoo that he stayed at. He actually set up a zoo and he imported the hippos to Napoles. And they, after he was captured, and these hippos just started free roaming. That is one.
No,
Okay, so let's tally it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4,
I think I'm at the bottom of the
hang
hill.
on. 6. You've got 6 out of 8. So you and Yanni
At the
are on
bottom of the
par.
hill.
So
I'm at the
you
bottom.
did better than Ramon. Roof is at -1 for tomorrow night. So
Sorry, Ruth. Thank you, Ruth.
uh,
I owe you one.
so yeah, you two have to make a decision on who's going to share whose points when we get into the finals for Queen and King of the Hill.
I'm going to
So
totally brush up on my complete random knowledge. I don't know where your questions come from, but I need random knowledge in my head.
well, you know what? That's the nice thing. I have a week of thinking about questions, and then
evil, cunning plan.
that's my evil scheme. So tomorrow night we have Roof on Rebellious Roof, because they were on the channel previously. We have Marika on as well. The two will they battle it out, and then hopefully Jeremy from Germ Warfare will be on as well, and Gideon from Paratus. All of them have been on my channel, so except for Marika, she skimmed out. Now to come to think of it, Marika, yeah, but I'll get her tomorrow night. So
Figure it out quickly.
So tomorrow night, guys, the plan is Roof, Marika, Gideon, and Jim will battle it out. We'll get their points, and yeah, then on Tuesday night we'll have the finals, and let's see who will be taking the hill. And then quick, I want to launch my next one after King and Queen of the Hill, and I'm a bit of skeptical, but let's see how Cat fares on this one. Kat, you have 5 minutes to set up let's say, a travel advert. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop off the stream. I'm just going to put you on the screen. You have 5 minutes to prepare. You can ask your viewers to help you or in the comments. You have 5 minutes to prepare your a end screen, or not end screen, a end advertisement, a fake sort of, let's say, fake advertisement travel ending for my channel. So are you willing to take that one?
Okay, just so that I understand what you're requesting, it's a payoff line or some ending a sentence, one sentence.
As a sort of like advertisement. It can be fake, or it can be, but it's sort of like you have 5 minutes to prepare that, and then when we say bye, a catchphrase, but more than a catchphrase, advertising something.
So like a leaving message, a last note.
Yeah, sort of like what a travel agency will use, to sort of like after an hour to get you like to buy that ticket, that advert that catches your
ad on the gold. Okay.
I'm dropping off the stream, Kat. I'm leaving you on full screen for 5 minutes. You guys in the chats can help you with some ideas, and let's see if she can do the ending for me tonight. With that one catchphrase that will maybe get me some extra viewers. Guys, Kat, your 5 minutes starts now.
Okay, damn it. Alrighty. Okay, a farmer always travels with food. Does he? Let's see. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, Mr. Farmer. Or come on, Joker, come on, throw up some lines. Let's punch this. I need some brainstorming ideas. Okay, so what does he do? A destination for the new millennium. Okay. Something about a let's see. You want to end your credit. What does okay, you want to say to people that it's never too late to start. Adventure begins at this moment. Destination today. Travel the sites that you have not seen, or Italy perhaps. Here today, gone tomorrow. Oh my goodness, brainstorming by YouTube is quite a challenge. All right, adventure waits. Okay, needs to be like a song kind of title ending. Journey, adventure awaits. Go find it. That's good. I like that. Adventure waits for no. Adventure waits for no one. Pack up your troubles. No, this is quite a funny task. Go on 2 trips, a geological one, and then the Herman YouTube one. That's something. Yeah, it starts with an idea. Herman will share it. Now you need to go and live it. Now you need to go and experience it. That's a good one. I like that. Adventure waits.
Okay. All right. I'm back. So, okay, let's. I specifically went away so that I didn't hear what you were doing. So I was out for a quick while. All right, let's hear what Kat has got to say for me.
Okay, Herman, after much consultation and lots of debating and a whole 5 minutes that you gave us, you've come up with a genius ending to your, to your show. It's going to be something like this. Okay. So you have an idea that you want to go traveling. Have a look at Herman's show or the Farmers Travelers show, YouTube show, to inspire you with some ideas, and then go out there and experience it.
I like it. Thanks, Kat.
Oh,
Guys,
something along that.
I love it, Kat. It's brilliant. It's brilliant, guys. To the viewers, thank you for watching the stream. Kat, stay on while I'm doing the ending. You were a lovely and your stories that you told us earlier tonight, it was amazing. It felt like we were traveling actually with you during that time. It is amazing. To all the viewers out there, thank you, each one of you. I haven't checked on my zapper. I just want to quickly check my zapper if somebody gave me a zap. Let's see. Ag sis ouens. No zaps tonight. Sis man.
Yeah, none. Remember, this is like, entrepreneurs only get paid at the end of the month. They don't get paid on the 26th.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Guys, thank you very much. And, good night to all, Kat. Thank you. And please stand on. I'm doing the ending. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. Thanks for watching Farmers Travels. And as I said, tomorrow night we'll be back with another Q&A. You're all welcome to join us again. It will be at 8. So good night, everybody. And keep safe. And don't let that other bug bite you.